Hello and welcome to Library Media 5313 Advanced Materials for Young Adult. This is Dr. Alicia Baker and I will be your instructor for this course. I want to go ahead and go over what the Blackboard looks like. This is the announcements page, and anything that I put on here will be sent out via email. So make sure that you check your email that you have connected to Blackboard very frequently, because this is the way that I will communicate with you. Everything will be conducted fully online. So you will go to this page to see your assignments, to submit your assignments. So let's go ahead and look around. This first form is an introduction form. It does say required, but this is required for only library media students. If you are in a different program, you do not have to do this. Dr. Carney and I are both going to be asking our library media program candidates to complete this form. You only have to do it once. So if you are in two different classes, one with me and one with Dr. Carney, then you only have to do it once. So if you see this again in another course, don't worry about completing it again. We have all your information on one document, and Dr. Carney and I are both going to go in there and give you grades for this information, this survey. So this is due August 26th. Let's go ahead and click start here. This is just some information about me. Your needed technologies, Blackboard help, student resources. If you click into here, there is tutor.com, which is free for all of our students. My students have typically used this for writing, so you can submit your paper to them and they will give you feedback fairly quickly. So just make sure you give them enough time to get that back to you. Also, we do have a writing center at NSU, and they are fabulous as well. You can go and see them in person. You can send it to them over or just on online, or you could actually have like a Zoom meeting with them where they can talk to you about your paper. You can make appointments for all of those. So if you feel like you need to, take advantage of those writing helps. The syllabus is up. I did go ahead and put the tentative schedule down here for us just for ease of access. So this is the same thing that is in your syllabus. So let's go through the syllabus together. Here's my information, my email, my office phone number. My office has changed. So if you had seen me previously in the second floor of the education building in Broken Arrow, I'm now on the first floor in 160, still the education building on the Broken Arrow campus. So my office hours are Monday and Wednesday, 9 to 11. That's online, or we can schedule an appointment. And I will be in my office on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 2:30. I'm often there before that, but those you can know for sure that I'll be there during those times. Email is the best way to get in contact with me, because if you call my office phone and leave me a message, I will not get it until the following Tuesday or Thursday. So I do check my email more frequently than I am in my office. This is a fully online course. Prerequisite, you just have to be in a graduate college. It is a requirement for our library media students, and it's elective for some other programs. Here's a catalog description. We basically are really looking at exposing you to young adult literature, discussing how to use it, and just the different genres. That's really our focus within this course. So you can look at the framework, the objectives, instructional methods. We will be asynchronous, which means that we will be online, but we will not be there at the same time. So synchronous would be we're all going to meet online and have a lecture or a class that way. But this is all going to be asynchronous. I'm not going to require you to meet up with me at any specific time. I will be posting videos throughout the semester, especially describing the assignments in more detail. I'm not going to give them all to you today because I don't want to overwhelm you. So next week I will be start discussing your assignments, each one of them individually, more in depth. So you'll do discussion posts, book discussions, papers, projects. And if you are in the library media program, you will be required to complete the field experience form. If you are not in the library media program, you still do the field experiences just to get your assignments completed, but you do not have to complete the form and turn it in at the end of the semester. So your required texts are the essentials of young adult literature. You will be using that quite a bit. The novels that you selected, and then if you are in the library media program, you will need to go ahead and buy the AASL Standards Frameworks for Learners. You'll be using that through your every single one of your library media courses, so go ahead and purchase that. If you are not in the library media program, I gave you links to the standards that you'll be using for this course. You don't have to have the whole book. So if you are not in the library media program, do not buy the AASL Standards Frameworks for Learners. So that'll save you some money, but our students do need that for every course. So you'll purchase it once and use it throughout. My grading scale is 93 to 100 is an A, and you can see it goes down from there. If you have the lowest 70, it is failing. Here I discuss what an A paper looks like, what a B paper looks like, what a C paper looks like. This is kind of out of format because it did convert to a well, it should look better than that on the one that I uploaded for you if you open it on like a PC. This is on a Chromebook, so it looks a little bit different. But this gives you the points and the dates that things are due. If you can look at the genre discussion boards, you're going to look at 15 different genres for 15 points each, and there are various dates throughout the semester. Your reading responses, you will have 5. Those are different. Those are going to be talking about your actual readings that you've been doing. So those dates are also in the syllabus, and they should be on your course calendar. The introduction form for library media students only is 5 points. It's due at the end of this week. Public library visit. This does need to be a public library, not a school library. That's due August 24th. That's really your first big assignment that's going to be due, and I will talk to you more about that next week on a video. A reflection is going to be a paper that's due November 7th. Oh, the library is going back to the public library visit. This will be part of your field experience hours that you will use. Your teen book discussion is November 28th. Note card. So as you're reading the books that you've signed up for, you'll create a note card on each one of those and keep those to the very end, and you'll turn it all in one document. So on those note cards, you should have 20 books that you have read throughout this course. Please do not select any books that you've already read. It's about exposure, getting you to read more literature. So if you see a book that you've already read, please don't choose that one. But you'll do 15 genres, 3 books from your author for the author study, 1 Sequoia master list for high school, and then 1 teen book discussion that you'll be using for your assignment up there. You'll read those with your students in your group. And then for the field experience for library media students only is due December 5th. And then your big final is going to be an author study. And I've given you an opportunity to sign up for that author already. If you haven't, then I'll show you where it is. But you'll do 3 things for the author study: reader's theater, a book jacket, and a book trailer. And I will show you how to do all those and expectations for those at a later date. A big thing I want you to pay attention to is a late work policy. Everything is due on the due date. If for some reason there is an extreme circumstance and you cannot get it done, please notify me before it is due. If you notify me after it's due, then it's just going to result in a 0. If there is an extreme circumstance, email me. I'll give you an extension. Excuse me. I'll give you an extension. You still will get 10% off of your final grade. If I do grant you an extension, it's your responsibility to remind me of that when you submit your paper. So there is a place where you can add comments in the submission tab, and you need to make sure you tell me how we corresponded, on what date, and when I gave you the extension, and then lastly, why the extension was. So you can see, for example, right down here, it says email on 3/26/18, granting extension until 3/28/18 due to a death in the family. So with that one sentence, you got all 4 components that I'm looking for. Here's a university's diversity statement. And down here is the tentative schedule. If you look at the highlighted part, you can see that assignments are always due at 11:59 p.m. on the due date. Discussion board, the initial posts are Wednesdays by 11:59, and you have to respond to your peers by that following Sunday, 11:59. I put all the dates in here for you. So here's going to be the topic that we cover. Here's your assigned reading. When you see graphic novel, that's going to be your genre. Read your prints, read your picture books. So those are in there that you need to read as well. And these are the assignments that are going to be due. So the introduction form is due the 26th. Your graphic novel reading response is due the 26th. And then your discussion is due this week. So you have quite a few things due this first week. But the graphic novel, you should be able to get through pretty quickly reading it. And then next week, you'll look at your print. So you're going to be doing a lot of reading fairly quickly. So make sure that you stay on top of that. If down here, you'll note that there are 2 book discussions due this week. That's because we have 15 genres you need to get through and 16 weeks of classes. So I did have to double up on a couple of them. I did put some important dates in here. Here's fall break. Thanksgiving, I did not give you anything that whole week of Thanksgiving, even though we're only out part of the week, but I wanted to give you time during that week to work on your bigger things that are coming due, your author study, your note cards, those types of things, your field experience paper. So towards the end of the semester, you do get a break within the assignment. So if you have questions on the syllabus, please contact me and let me know. And that's here under the syllabus tab. So everything is put into learning modules. So if you click in learning modules, you'll see that if you go to this week, again, yours might look a little bit different than mine. Because you have a student view and I have an instructor view. So here are the course goals and learning outcomes just for this week. Your assigned readings. Here are the extra articles that you will need to be reading for the graphic novels reading response. Throughout the course for your book discussions and your teen book discussion assignment, you will be talking about, I talk about interpretive questions. Here's some information on that. And it might be good to share with the students that you use in your teen discussion group as well. And then here are your assignments laid out. Important notes, just some reminders. Here's the assignment for reading response number 1, graphic novels. You will not do this here, but this is just information. If you have yet to sign up for your books or your genres that you'll be reading throughout the semester or the author, you can sign up here. If you click on these are links to the Google form, and it is right there for you. The author signups as well. So that's how the course is set up. You will have 1 learning module to go through every week, and they are dated for you. And then this gives you some information about what's inside the folder. The assignments, if you want to go ahead and look ahead at what's going to be due into more depth before I make the videos, you can look into here. Here are all your assignments. Note cards, here's some information. This is a template that you use for your note cards. So you'll have 20 of these in one document. We do talk about diversity. So here's a definition of diversity. And here's an example of a note card, what it should look like. On the awards, some of them have a lot of awards. If there's more than 10 or so, just take the first 10 and put those on there. You don't have to list all of them if there's an extensive list. There's also a folder for the reading responses, so you have 5 of those. If you go in here, there's reading response 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, information on each one of those, and the rubric that I'm going to be using to grade those are in there. Oh, sorry, let's go back to assignments. Field experience, here's the form. Those of you who are not in the library media program, you do not have to complete this form. So there's information on each one of these. But I will be going through them in more detail a little bit later throughout the semester.